All right, a few announcements before we get started. If you'd like to ask a question, please raise your hand. Someone will be around with the microphone. Please give your name and affiliation. If you have a follow-up question, make sure you have the microphone as well. Just also a reminder that no video of any kind is allowed in these press conferences. These will all be available on the NCAA Digital Media Hub at the conclusion of today's press conferences. Joined by Houston student athletes Fabian White Jr., Taze Moore, and Kyler Edwards. So questions for the student athletes, please.
Kyler, the other day, Kellen was talking about how tough your mom is. How much of your toughness comes from her, and how has she influenced your basketball career?
Yeah, I think my mom's the toughest lady in the world, and she was my first coach, so I mean, she has a lot to do with it. You know, she kind of like forced the game, so I mean, she has a lot to do with me playing right now.
Taze, this question is for you. It seems like at least every game we see you one or two plays that are just, our eyes pop out of our head. You had that no-look pass last night, and you always come up with something, it seems, every game. Do you consciously know that, hey, wait a minute, I need to make some plays here to rev these guys up, or does that just come to you in the flow of the game? How does that work? Because every time you make one of those plays, everybody's energy level seems to come up on the team.
I mean, I kind of like to have fun with the game, so it's just in the flow of the flow of the game. Just playing basketball. So, Ethan Taze. Oh, I saw you say you.
Just if I'm not really going, these guys get me going. Kyler and Fabe are probably the biggest people that always tell me like, yo, we need you and things like that. With the big time plays, I don't even think of it like that. I just try to play basketball. And I know if they say they need me, I just try to do my best to come through.
Fabian, through the years, you guys have had matchups with some big men, either here in the tournament or in your conference. Just now that you've had a chance to look at Illinois, any thoughts on Kofi and sort of the challenge that he presents?
Yeah, he's a monster, but we have a game plan with it. I mean, we had the same game plan for every big man we play against. So we're just gonna stick to the game plan. Play the culture, play defense, rebound, and hopefully I'll take us to the next round.
Tom Withers, Associated Press. Kyler, this is for you. Thinking back to your freshman year at Tech and your first NCAA game, how different did that feel from what last night felt like for you?
Very different. I don't think there's not one of the same game in the NCAA tournament. They all had their own unique feel and flow. So it's just, it was just different last night, because this is actually like, my team, not my team, but like, me actually contributing more on this team than I did my freshman year team. So
that's where I wanted to go next. The transition for you, how difficult was that coming from, a program where you had great success at Tech to joining another program, new teammates, and all that comes with that?
It was an easy transition because, coaches are kind of the same. And, the coaches have a similar style of coaching, of bringing the best out of you. So it was easy for me to move from there to here.
Fabian, you mentioned here in the back. Fabian, you mentioned that the strategy against post players for you guys is the same no matter who it is. But Kofi, one thing he does particularly well is draw a lot of fouls. How do you kind of draw the line defensively of being aggressive, making him uncomfortable without putting him at the line and getting in foul trouble and all the stuff that comes with that?
Just keep our hands off him, really, and keep our body off him. He just plays aggressive. That's how he draws all his fouls. So we got to still stick to playing aggressive. But it's just if we get elbowed in the face, we get elbowed in the face. But I mean, we just got to stay aggressive. Don't foul him. Just play with our bodies, hands up, and that's the game plan right there.
Fabian, how much does that electronic, stimulation thing on your back help you during the games? And with all you've been through and what you've been through at the rehab last year, do you get better playing through pain or discomfort, or is that something you're, more comfortable with? How do you approach that?
One thing about this program, you learn to push through adversity and pain, but that little belt, yeah, it helps out a little bit because last game it got a little stiff, but it has like a warming pad on it that loosens it up a little bit. So it does help out a lot.
Chancellor Johnson to KPRC. This is for all the seniors. I get the sense that you guys are very close, and considering that we know this tournament can end just like that, how much are you guys embracing just this moment, especially being seniors?
Kyler, you want to start?
I mean, we all know how important this tournament is to one another. And, we've been talking about it from day one since we got here. And, ever since we talked about it, we've been getting just, closer and closer, doing everything together. So, I just think, just us enjoying each other's company right now, and, doing everything we can do to win would be great for us.
Taze?
I can honestly say this started for us in June when we all kind of met each other. And it was easier for guys like Fabian and the guys that were already there, like Mark and Tremont, to bring in like me and Colin. And we just build bonds with each other, and it's just kept going since there. And I just think we're gonna always be close just because we came together at an early stage of the season, like June, July, all that type time. It's just, I don't even know how to explain it, man. I don't even know. It's just, we came together early as a team, and we just stick together, and we just have fun with it every day.
We probably got closer in conditioning month. If anyone knows, our conditioning month is pretty hard. We got to stick together. We got to hold each other up when we tire. So it started there, and now we just genuinely love playing the game with each other. So that's it, right?
Hey guys, I'd like all three of you just a quick comment on this. But after the game, Kelvin said, "Look, sometimes offenses break down in college basketball, then they pull it back up, they reset. Our guys, if they're open, they just pull the trigger. They're in attack mode all the time." Could you talk a little bit about that, the mindset when you come down there on offense?
Coaches never tells us to pull it back or pull it back by, at least, but he always let us, free and, do what we have to do and play freely and give us the confidence, do what we have to do.
Taze?
I can agree with Colin. It's not a time he never told us not to take an open shot or to be aggressive. He just always looks for us going to the boards and doing what we need to do in transition or in the offense just to score early.
We just emphasize offensive rebound, so we're not really worried about a missed shot, really. So as long as we put it on the rim, we feel like we can go get it again.
Kyler, late Jawan Roberts made a bucket, and I can't remember who was with them, but he made a motion where he kind of went like this towards where. What is that motion? I mean, you do it after threes, but is that the ball's too hot, or what? Can you kind of explain what that is?
That just means he was too small.
Hey, Kyler, the tournament experience that you have had, does that bring you a calmness on the floor or allow you to process things differently to handle, momentum runs or things like that?
Most definitely, because, me being experienced in this tournament, it gives me a lot of confidence to know what I'm doing out there on the court. And, I just feel like, I'm a veteran out there, so I can know to make the right plays, know when to do certain things. So, I think the experience helps me out a lot. Oh, yeah, most definitely. And Fabe can too, because, he's right there with me in the experience level of Colin. So, we both tell our stories and what we have to do in the game.
This question for Taze. You've talked to us very openly about some of the things that you went through just to keep your basketball career alive. I was wondering, now that you're here, part of a great team in the tournament, experiencing this with U of H, kind of what stands out to you? How special is this experience, and how badly do you want to keep it going?
I want to keep it going as long as we can. I want to win a natty. I'm not even gonna say I know that's the first thing Fabe told us when we got here, is that we're trying to win a natty. And I don't know. We just try to push through hard things, hard times, just to get to where we need to be.
For all three of you guys, Kelvin was saying after the game that he's as proud of this team and what it's gone through, to get here as any team he's ever coached. What does that mean to you guys? And does it mean something else to get a compliment from him, considering how long he's been doing this?
Fabian, you can start with that one.
It means a lot coming from a Hall of Fame coach, but we've been through a lot of adversity. Our two best players went down. Everybody counted us out, and we still persevered and won conference regular season championships, conference tournament championships, and now we're just trying to continue playing throughout March and win this next game.
Taze?
What Fabe said is kind of hard not to re-say, so I'm gonna just agree with Fabe on that.
Yeah, I think when Tremont and Marcus went out, everybody tried to count us out. Probably still do. A lot of people don't believe in us in this tournament, and that's what we're just trying to prove. That we're here to stay, and we're still the team to beat.
Dave Mackel, Pittsburgh Trib. Follow up with the other guy's question and what you just said about people aren't maybe underestimating. You're not from a Power 5 conference, but you've been in the top teams the last couple of years. But everybody talks about, the Power 5 conferences, the Dukes, the Kentuckys. Is that a motivational point for you at all?
Fabian, you want to start on that one?
Technically, we are Power 6, but nah, not really. It's not really motivation. I mean, we always been the underdog since I've been here, especially. So we just, take it to the chin, just trust our work and keep it moving.
Anything to add, Taze?
Nope.
Brad started with the Illini guys. You guys mentioned the injuries. Houston, Illinois are the two teams that have lost the most games this year to injuries and suspension. What's it say about you guys that you guys are both still playing at this point in the season?
Kyler, you want to take it?
I just think that means we're tough. Both teams are tough, and we know how to fight through adversity. When the times hit, we know how to push through that.
This is for Taze and Kyler. A lot of people are talking about Kofi for good reason, but do you think Josh is still a little underrated? And how do you think he sort of looks forward to a matchup like this against another, big guy?
Josh is definitely underrated as a big man in the whole country. Him going against Kofi, I think he'll handle his own, and I know he will. Just from a standpoint of Josh is a competitor. He doesn't want to go out any other way besides him winning.
Yeah, I can add on to that and say, Josh, a very competitive guy. He looks forward to this challenge. He knows what's at stake, and he knows we need him to play good to win this game. So I think he'll come through for us tomorrow.
Any other questions for the student athletes? Thank you, gentlemen.